Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Finger Guns Podcast with Tony, Dave, and James. I am your Macho Man Jimbo Savage host, James, and I'm here with
Big T, Tony V.
Yeah, and
huge TIFF fanboy, Dave Baldwin.
huge TIFF fanboy, Dave Baldwin.
That was the best.
True words.
I'm
True
sorry,
words
that's just
never
what came out.
spoken.
If there is a real mascot for TIFF, I think Dave would give
It's
it a run
Dave.
for its money for
Yeah.
sure.
I would be okay with
There's
it.
no one else in
If
that
they needed to put a cardboard cutout outside of the light box being like, come on in, it would be Dave.
I'd
It's
be okay
gotta
with
be
it.
Dave.
I would be okay with it.
If they had Walmart greeters in the TIFF Bell light box, it would be Dave.
I think they do. I would love that job. I
Then
would love it.
go get it.
I
What
don't
are you
think
doing?
I don't think they're going to pay me enough. to
No, they're
do that.
definitely not.
They're going to pay you something.
That's true.
Free films.
Free films.
Free tickets to see Eden.
Yeah,
You'll get to watch every 35 millimeter print from the projection booth.
That's true.
that's pretty
true.
badass. That's a pretty good
That
perk.
that
That's a
actually wouldn't
decent
be a,
perk.
That wouldn't be a
Decent perk.
terrible perk.
Yeah.
They're showing the one movie in 70 millimeter, The Brutalist.
Oh,
Oh shit!
It's
That's
also nearly 4 hours long.
Of course.
no, thank you.
No, thank
You
you.
can keep it.
It's the guy who did Vox Lux,
Oh boy.
which I've never seen. Have you seen Vox Lux?
I have not.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't watch
yeah.
it the year it was
No.
a TIFF. But yeah, apparently it's almost 4 hours. So
I'm
they can
good.
keep the
good. They
can
70
keep it.
millimeter. All
Keep
the cinephiles can have that one.
You gotta hope that they put in an intermission though,
I
right?
hope
the
so.
4 hours.
God, I
Come
hope
on,
so.
throw in
Yeah.
an intermission. That's
Can't do
too
it.
long.
And it's got
Can't do
Adrian Brody in it.
Hmm?
It's got Adrian Brody in it.
Oh, oh, poor Adrian. What is he
But
doing?
So what is it? Just going to be like a 5-hour screening with like the Q&A after?
I have no fucking idea, Tom.
Jesus, that's like a day event.
They're
Yeah,
showing
that's your
there's
whole
a,
afternoon.
there's what's the band? I can't say the Chili Peppers. Gord Downey. What band was
Tragically
it?
Hip.
Tragically
There's a
Hip.
Tragically Hip doc that's like 5
Yes.
hours long. that
Yeah,
they're
I saw that.
showing.
Yeah,
they're
I
showing
saw
as well.
that. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it starts at like 12 and ends at
No.
6 or something.
no.
I can crush at least 3 movies in that time.
That's a no from me, dog.
This is what I'm saying. But the reason we're all bringing this up is because the TIFF schedule was finally brought out today.
Hell yes.
And that's all we're going to talk about after this episode for the
Yeah.
foreseeable future.
There's a level that I don't think maybe our listeners understand. Some of them do because they've been to TIFF or cover TIFF as press, as I know some of our listeners are press corps people. But for the folks that don't, the amount of logistics that goes into the 10 days of TIFF is an obscene undertaking, with a lot of shuffling around, adapting on the fly, and using the TIFFer
Schematics.
website until my eyes bleed out of my sockets.
It's literally like planning a big event.
Yeah, essentially.
Like a huge
it's a
event.
10-day conference, but you have to plan it for yourself.
Exactly.
Like, it's not planned for you. They're just
No.
like, here are these things. What do you want to
What
do?
do you want to do?
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. God bless TIFFer.
Yes.
And you got to go
God
in with
bless.
a plan. If you don't go in with a plan,
No, you're
rookie
done.
mistake.
Yeah,
you're going
you
to
know
get
you're
eaten
done.
alive the
You're
first
done.
day.
I love it. I love it. But yes, we're very, very excited. Megalopolis got announced today, and so did
Hell
Saturday
yeah.
night. So I'm
Hell
very excited
yes.
for both of those.
Me as well.
And Tony's boy, Pedro Almodovar, has
Oh,
his new
yeah.
film coming as well.
I really wish that you were with me in LA for that one Pedro Almodovar room that I was in that was just an art installation that he curated.
Honestly, I would have just spent all day in there.
You would have. It was just
Just-
showing clips from all of his movies on
I
different screens. It was
Fucking love
bananas.
that.
I think
love
they're
that.
doing like a retrospective in November. I think.
Perfect
And-
goes
Well,
what a month
what a
to,
birthday
what a,
month for
what a
you.
month to do that retrospective.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like I'm gonna be at the Lightbox.
Yeah. Watching Almodovar
Absolutely.
All month long.
all month long.
Yeah.
All month long.
He's
I
going to
love it.
finish. He's going to wrap up 31 in October and move right into Almodovar November.
I love it.
It's literally like I take the scary mask off. And
Yeah.
just get into Almodovar mode.
Yeah. It's great.
Would
So
there
we
be
got-
an Almodovar mask?
I think I would just put my hair up in like a crazy like
Sure. Yeah,
right?
that'll do
Just
it.
to,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
do the
just-
hair?
Just push it out. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Start
it.
speaking Spanish, obviously.
Yes.
Yes. I cut you off.
I don't know. I was just going to say, we got a lot to cover. Do we want to get into it?
I want to just talk about. I just want to keep talking about Almodovar for a
No,
minute.
no,
Please.
we don't
Please,
have. We
let's
don't
do
have
it.
the time. We don't have the time. All right, let's
So
get
my
into
first
this.
time with Emma.
Oh my god. I'm out, guys. You make this the Almodovar hour. I'll come back. You let me know.
before we get into the wrap up of another festival that we just finished covering, I just wanted to give a shout out to a film that we saw at Hot Docs called Lost in the Shuffle. It's going to be screening on August 22nd at the Rio in Vancouver, and it's going to screen on August 26th and 27th at the Review in Toronto.
Nice.
The director, John Ornoy, is going to be there, as well as two-time world champion Sean Farquhar, who's going to do some magic. So you should definitely check it out. Tony, what did you think of this one?
Honestly, I really appreciated it. I didn't feel like it was a strong doc, but it was still worth watching. Sean is an excellent subject, and I remember him specifically saying, and I still think about every time someone brings up this movie, I always think of this moment about when he's talking about the cards, and he's like, it's all about controlling the chaos, and I feel like that applies to life as well as cards. Definitely go out and see it. I was very, very upset that I missed out on the magic show at Hot Docs premiere.
Yeah, that would have been good.
That would have been a lot of fun.
That would have been good. And then if you're not able to see it at any of those dates, it comes out on VOD and digital on September 10th during TIFF, which, well, we have priorities that day. But if you don't have priorities that day and you're not able to see it, you should definitely check it out. So before we let TIFF madness overcome us, we should finish off and say goodbye to the madness that was Fantasia.
Oh my God, yes. A magical festival. It is. We're not to say that Fantasia is lesser by any means.
But it's
an incredible festival, and we love it very much. And we're going to try to. We're carving out the space. We're making space in this podcast for Fantasia.
I'm foaming at the mouth right now, guys. Yeah. I'm ready.
We had a bunch of. We covered quite a bit in our last episode, but we got quite a few more to get through. So let's talk about it. Let's get into some of these additional films that we all saw.
Yes. Tony, kick us off with Baby Assassin's Nice Days, which I believe is the third film in the Baby Assassins trilogy that we seem to keep watching at Fantasia.
Yes. Our heroes are back at it again.
I can't believe 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row, man.
You know what? This podcast is now going to be the same age as the Baby Assassins franchise, which I hope they just continue to do.
What a fucking time it would be, because Baby Assassins is a fun franchise, let me tell you. Yeah. Our heroes are back at it again. They go on vacation after executing a nice, beautiful job, and they're called back. And they think it's a simple one that they could just, easy in and out, and they can go back on vacation. Huh. Wrong. Movie's got a movie, right? And they end up running into one of the most notorious, most violent hitmen. In the country. Huh. And they kind of compete for the kill. Yeah. And then they inadvertently get into his crossfire. And then it just turns into a cat and mouse game of our heroes going against this hitman. Huh. And that's basically the movie.
All right.
I will say that I would say epilogue to the film rivals the shawarma scene in Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in a similar vein since you referenced the shawarma scene?
Very well. They're in a restaurant. They're eating.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is it in a similar vein? That's what we're going with.
Baby Assassins was never they weren't trying to be Schindler's List. So the story.
I mean, were they from the beginning?
Well, exactly. They're just fun movies, right? Why I'm saying that is because the story is very thin. It's as simple as it gets. Okay. Kind of thing, right? And there's more backstory, and they have a team that the organization basically behind them, and there's all that backstory that doesn't really matter. Yeah. What matters here is the gun fu.
Sure.
Because the gun fu, and I say gun fu because they're literally doing martial arts while shooting at each other. Yeah. Is fan-fucking-tastic. Amazing. I love how the scenes breathe together, and how they let the scene play out. There's not this quick cutting that you see in John Wick and the Bourne movies and stuff. Right. They let the actors breathe, and it's more, and I would compare it to The Raid in that they don't stop, and you can see them physically getting tired and still going at each other. was a sight to see.
Nice.
And the action was fan-fucking-tastic. And, like I said, don't really watch it for the story. Watch it for the action because the action is absolutely incredible.
Love it.
And, that's
Love it.
Baby Assassins 3. We'll be here next year.
With Baby Assassins 4. Like, it's the same as, what's it?
The Roundup.
The Roundup with the
Roundup.
Korean beef. Like, we're now, 4 for 4 or 3 for 3 on that one, too?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And
they got, 6 other sequels in the works or something, so...
All about the Korean
I'm
beef.
here for these
Absolutely.
franchises in Asia, for sure.
Next, The Tenants.
Ooh.
Yes, that was a black and white film
Ooh.
taking place in
Look at the noir on this.
the future Seoul or Seoul.
Seoul.
The
Yeah.
future Seoul, where the gentleman has his condo or his small apartment, and he doesn't have the money for his health insurance, and he finds out that there's a little legal loophole where you can rent out a room to someone else, to someone, and that the government will pay you a subsidy because you're renting out a room. So he rents out his bathroom to this eccentric newlywed couple, who then find out that you can.
So I'm assuming this guy. Wait, hang on. This guy has a micro apartment.
It's
I'm
very
assuming.
small.
Okay,
Very
good. Yeah,
very
all
small.
right.
Very,
So
very small.
I just needed to understand
It's very
the.
small.
And when
the
Dave
angle
says
here.
eccentric couple, yeah.
Crank to 11.
Crank it to 11.
All right. All right.
More like 13.
All right.
More like 13. It's strange. They're strange.
They're very odd.
Yeah.
They're strange.
Yeah.
And then they also find out that there is a legal loophole that you can let somebody rent out the space in your roof.
The crawl space in the
space
ceiling.
in the ceiling.
Those people are called
What?
ceiling people.
And those people are called ceiling people.
Yes, James,
Like,
you heard
they
it
have-
first.
They have a
Okay.
There's another word for it that I'm not even going to try to pronounce that's in Korean. Anyway, so yeah, this is a it's a neo-noir satire.
Yeah, I felt like that's where this is going. Yeah.
What's
Honestly, Dave,
the economy?
Yeah. satire on the economy
capitalism.
for sure. Capitalism, that's a good one. That's a good theme.
Yeah. The haves and the have-nots.
The haves
Yeah.
and the have-nots. Yeah,
As
and-
is the case with Korea.
yes,
Yeah.
and it gets a little Lynchian at times.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I compared it to Twilight Zone.
Oh.
Because honestly, once they brought in the ceiling people, I just kind of was just like, okay, where's the door? I need to get off.
I need to get off this ride.
This is not
Yeah.
where I parked my car.
Yeah.
Like I kept watching it, and I didn't love this movie, mostly because I guess I'm not Korean, so the satire went over my head.
Yeah.
So it's a
It's a little bleak, and it's a little like it's funny. Don't get me
It's
wrong,
sure,
but
yeah.
it's very bleak.
It's very
it's-
bleak.
Yeah. All right. The humor's not humoring because we're not Korean. Got
Yes. That I think that is accurate. So it's a well-made film. It just was not for me.
Yeah, it's like one of those moments where it's just like, hee hee, we're in danger.
it.
Because there are times where he just sees that eccentric couple, and it's just like very very creepy crawly.
Yeah,
like
sure.
it's like, oh man, like something's gonna happen.
I don't like this.
yeah.
So let's stick with Korea.
Cool. Yeah, great.
Jump right into Brave Citizen. Tony, describe Brave Citizen.
So me, your man Big T, Tony
I do.
B.
We do.
He
as a collective do.
Exactly. He appreciates a good simple premise.
He do.
So you would say Xboxer becomes a supply teacher.
So the gaming console becomes a supply teacher. Got it? Yeah.
What do you mean gaming console?
Xboxer.
I see what you did there.
Carry on.
Okay.
The fuck out of here.
the fuck out of here with your dad jokes. Xboxer becomes a supply teacher. There's a little pissant, and I'm gonna say pissant because this guy is a real fucking pissant.
Sure.
Bully who just
Sure.
kind of runs the school, gets to do what he wants. And
even though the school has won multiple anti-bullying awards,
exactly,
for some reason this little piece of shit is
so
bullying the hell out of
but
people.
this piece of shit. His dad is the police commissioner, and his mom is like a hot shot.
Well, that explains
attorney,
the awards,
right? So she don't like that, and she does. She wants to, serve justice.
Sure.
So she takes things into her own hands, and shit gets real.
All right.
So she gets to beat up a lot of children.
Just one child.
All right.
The kid he failed like twice, so he's basically in his 20s. He is much older than the rest of them.
Fine.
And she's pretty young. She's like 30 or something.
Okay.
Let's put her late 20s.
Sure.
So Tony said it's simple. Like that is basically the crux of the movie. But there's also like she also wants to be a full-time teacher.
Sure.
There's also the trauma from her past as a boxer type thing.
Yeah.
And Tony described it, and it takes about 45 to 50 minutes to get to the part where she starts beating the shit out of the kid.
Wild.
Yeah, so it takes some time, and it's sitting at like I think just a ball hair over 120 minutes.
Excellent.
Or under ball hair under
119 minutes. Yeah.
So it does take a while to get there.
Yeah.
But what I liked about this movie was the style. It knew what it wanted to be. It had a message. Whether that message gets a little lost in translation, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
It's very cheeky, very how would you put it, Dave? Like it wasn't your regular.
No, it had a sly style to it. It had some wit to it. It had some fun. It had some fun to it. Like
okay.
Like I had a blast watching it.
Cool. It kind of comes in the face of like the drama.
Mm.
The drama kind of like gets in the way of the wit.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's a hard balancing act.
Yeah.
Between and like the tone kind of like
Shifts.
it's like whiplash almost.
Yeah. And it's brutally violent.
Right. I figured
like viciously
It
violent.
Yeah.
But it's well done. I enjoyed it. I just wanted it to be shorter. I think it could have been trimmed and it could have been a lot cleaner. But the lead, her name is Shin Hai-sun, and she is very, very good. And so is the piece of shit. His name is Lee Jun-young.
Nice.
Oh, he does such a great job.
He does a good job being a piece of shit.
Yeah, he
Love
does.
it.
Like I remember telling Dave this after I saw it. I was just like, honestly, the first time he showed up, I was just like, I hope they push him off a building.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It just immediately get rid of this.
Just get rid of this fucking trash.
Yeah, exactly. But it's worth watching. I just wish it was shorter.
Yep.
We're going to go to Penalty Loop now.
Ooh.
Which is Japanese, not Korean.
Oh, all right. Staying on the Far East.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So a young man's girlfriend dies tragically.
Yeah.
She's murdered.
Yeah.
And he's distraught, and he finds out who did it. So he comes up with a plan to murder this guy brutally.
Yeah.
And then he goes to sleep. Or sorry, he doesn't even go to sleep. The clock strikes 12, and he wakes up, and it's the same day again.
Oh no.
And so he goes and kills the guy again.
Yeah.
And then the clock strikes 12, and it's the same day again. And he realizes quickly that something is going on, and so does the killer.
Oh, fun.
So, you know what? I feel like it's relevant here. Shenanigans ensue.
Neat.
I
like that both of them know.
Yeah, like there's a point where they both start figuring it out, and they both start cluing in.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think that's the part that we were just talking about, tonal whiplash.
Yeah.
And this one, I would say there's like maybe like a 20-minute span where nobody's talking.
Yeah.
And it's literally just him systematically getting his shit together and murdering this guy brutally and dumping the body and then doing it again.
Yeah.
And it's just wordless. And you're just like, okay, this is really dramatic and this isn't so fun. And then suddenly it gets like a little more gleeful.
Oh, okay.
And you're just like, huh. And then it kind of keeps it's a tight balancing act, and I don't think it works in every sense. I know it gets to a point where he gets tired and he's like, you want to go bowling? And they go bowling. They just hang out. And it's fun.
That's where I stepped out.
It's fun. It's fun, but it also doesn't match what came before.
Whatever.
So you have like this. You have this like bleak like because like the murder. Some of the murders are actually like very graphic.
Yeah.
Like he like at one point he literally just like guy pulls into the parking lot, opens the door, guy comes in and stabs him brutally. And like you see everything, blood everywhere. The car is like basically a fucking crime scene.
Yeah.
And
basically, of course it's a crime scene.
Of course it's a crime scene, of course.
Yeah.
And then it just switches to this happy-go-lucky fucking bowling scene. And it just makes no fucking sense.
Weird.
Right?
Yeah, strange.
And then there's this turn, right? And then you're just like, oh, something changes in him.
Right.
Oh, but this just right?
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it, right? Because there is some good twists in it. But again, there's this balance. There's always this balancing act, and I guess like it would fit better in the Japanese culture, and we're obviously not Japanese, so we get it as much.
Yeah.
Even then, it's still like the tone's not all there.
Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to like it more, and I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I like the ideas a lot.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting.
And I like the premise.
Yeah.
I just don't like the execution the whole way through.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then that third act twist, like when everything comes together, I was a little let down by that as well.
Yeah, that was going to be my other question: is did it stick the landing?
Yeah, no,
because it feels like it's kind of written itself into a corner with what you can do.
I would say peaks and valleys in this movie.
No. Yeah, but it's interesting.
It seems interesting.
It's certainly interesting. Like this and Brave Citizen, I enjoyed.
Yeah,
I just wanted them to be a little different.
Yeah,
but I think they're both interesting ideas and they're both worth watching.
Fair enough.
So, Tony, we're gonna get to James at some point in our lives, but Tony, Steppenwolf, tell me about Steppenwolf.
So, you know me, I like a good simple premise.
Doesn't he?
And
are we gonna start taking shots every time he says simple premise?
Yeah, you got to. You got to. Just take a sip of your beverage.
I think we're at like 3 or 4 by now.
Talk to me, Goose.
Steppenwolf. So we have a mother who's looking for her missing son in a very war-torn village.
Oh, okay.
She
sounds uplifting.
She befriends an investigator. The investigator has seen better days. Sure. And he doesn't seem to have faith in humanity or a like for humanity.
Got it.
And she offers him a reward if she helps her find the son.
Sure.
Then she'll give him a reward.
Okay.
And they set off on their journey to find the son. That's it. That's
all
it.
Right.
That's
cool.
it.
That's the setup. All right. Got it.
I liked this one better than more than I thought I would.
Okay.
It's very bleak.
It sounds like it.
There is no happy moments in this movie.
It sounds like it.
But it is pitch black in some of its delivery.
Okay.
Like pitch black. Like I was like laughing. I laughed during some of it. I don't think I should have been laughing, but it definitely has that tone for sure.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing. No, I can't really say anything about that. It really it sets it up from the get-go.
Yep.
Within the first 10 minutes, you know what the stakes are, you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're getting from point A to point B.
Huh.
And it is violent. The main actor, whose name is escaping me right now.
Sure.
He is a bona fide psychopath.
Okay.
He is something. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not.
What do you got for me?
I'm not gonna.
What do you got for
try
me?
that.
What do you got for me? Man, I'm gonna attempt this.
You're gonna attempt this? Top one.
Beric Antonov. Yeah, Beric Antonov. Sure.
He's the main character.
Yeah. This feels Ukrainian.
It is. I will tell you in a sec what it is actually, and it is from Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Good for Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Glorious nation of Kazakhstan.
But I also want to give a shout out to Anna Starchenko, who played Tamara.
Mm-hmm.
She plays it so straight, barely saying a word, but saying everything with her facial expressions. It's a very physical performance. Like, just looking at her, you feel her pain. And I was just like, I was so sad every time she was on screen because she takes so much abuse, whether it's physical, emotional. Like, this guy just emotionally abuses her.
Right.
But she never loses sight of her goals. And it's something. And I would say last half an hour to 20 minutes, balls to the wall.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I definitely did not expect to be as on board as I was with this. I watched it on a Sunday morning, and it's definitely a choice, capital C choice to watch on a Sunday morning.
Seems like it. You must have had a very great Sunday.
It was it was a hell of a time. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So it fucked with your Sunday?
It definitely fucked with my Sunday.
And a cold shower after?
I don't need a cold shower. I just need to be held.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's super bleak. But this one kind of came out of nowhere. It was not on my radar.
Neat.
Someone else, one of you chuckleheads,
That was Dave.
We're on it. Yeah.
That was Dave.
Definitely seek it out, guys.
Sweet. What's up?
Hunting Days, which opens in Quebec this week.
Ooh.
It's about a sex worker.
Yes.
She's on her way home from a bachelor party, and there's some car trouble. And she has a disagreement with her pimp.
Sure.
And she ends up back at the bachelor party where they basically tell her that she has to be one of the guys.
Oh.
And she kind of like lives, or she's like, cool. And then it's debauchery, and then another guy shows up, and it just gets a hitchhiker. And,
fun.
That they may or may not have hit with a car.
Right.
Yeah. And it just gets strange from there.
Oh.
And it's 79 minutes? It's quick.
It's quick.
It's fucking
Jesus, buddy. It sets out what it right from Jump Street, man.
Yeah.
You're in and you're out.
It's quick. But it's a dragged out 79 minutes. I saw this at South by Southwest, and then I watched it again now, and
still like paint drying.
Yeah, it's a little painful in some spots.
Huh.
I don't love this movie very much. Tony, did you like this movie?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was on board for it. I was.
Fuck this guy.
I know. Fuck this guy. Right. Let me just point out how refreshing it is to watch a movie where, when Dave was explaining it, you were getting a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, oh, fuck, what's going to happen? The woman does not get sexually assaulted.
Oh, well, that's
There
nice.
is a scene where a guy tries to make out with her, and the other guy throws him, like, literally, like, puts his hand in his face and shoves him out of the way.
How wonderfully
Nothing
progressive.
like that happens to the girl, which is very refreshing because once I read the synopsis, I was like, oh, that girl, something bad is going to happen to that girl.
Yeah.
Something bad does obviously happen. But not what you think.
That. But not that.
It's still about toxic masculinity, though.
Lots of themes of toxic masculinity,
and shitty white men,
white men for sure.
As we are,
shitty white Frenchmen.
Yeah, the Quebecois know how to paint a fucking villain of humanity. Trust me.
Yeah.
Because some of the things out of these guys' mouths are fucking vile. Why I liked it?
Yes, please tell me why you liked it. I do like the ending. With this, I don't remember what the song is off the top of my head, and I don't want to spoil it what the song is.
Don't
but
spoil.
I do like that ending a lot.
I wish judging from that, I wish the ending wasn't as on the nose as it was. I wanted it to be a little bit more ambiguous. But the song choice, how it ends out, how it closes out, okay.
Was that a golf clap?
Golf clap for sure.
Yeah.
But why I like it, and Dave is eager to hear me say this.
I am very eager.
The cinematography and the way it was edited. There's a scene in it where they're skinning a deer. And it is one of the most beautiful shot scenes. Like, I didn't expect it to be, because you're expecting like a very like grotesque, like very graphic.
Sure.
And it is kind of graphic, but the way they cut it, the way the camera just moves in and out and like just basically fly on the wall mixed with the music. Very, very beautiful. And there's these other like dreamlike moments and stuff. I think I liked it more technically. The way they presented it to you was not what I expected.
Got it.
I know Dave wasn't too hot on it, and I just kind of went in there expecting, because like me and Dave's, I would say like 10% would separate me and Dave's tastes. And I went in expecting that, and what I got was a half decent movie.
Nice.
Like I would watch it again, and I would recommend it to people for sure.
Wow.
But like don't expect much.
Okay.
Right?
Don't expect much, but go watch it anyway.
Go watch it anyway.
All right.
It's going to be a half decent time. And plus it's 79 minutes. Like, come on. It's like a fucking it's like an episode of Mindhunter. Like it's
It's an episode of Game of Thrones. Like it's fine.
Exactly.
You can get through it.
For sure. Satisfying enough. Also, can we just point out the main actress? What is her name?
Kind of like watching paint dry.
All right. Well,
pretty paint. I'll give Tony,
paint.
It's pretty paint.
So at least you can agree the cinematography is nice.
And the young woman's acting is quite good in it.
Nahima Ricci.
Nahima Ricci.
She plays the girl.
Yep.
She is absolutely incredible. She's great.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, because she plays into some of the tropes and the stereotypes that you expect, and then
you see the turn,
and then
you see the turn.
And there's turns.
Yeah.
That was the one. That was the one thing. I think her turns and her like revelations could have been done a little bit better.
Fair. Tony. Parvulos.
Another movie that was not on my radar.
Thanks, Dave.
Ended up being half decent.
Oh, nice.
It is
You're welcome.
Post-apocalyptic coming to age story.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell out the spoiler bell. Dave,
sure.
you do the spoiler bell.
Wee-oo.
Because there's no other way to explain this fucking movie without ringing the spoiler bell.
All right.
3 boys, brothers.
Yeah.
They're living post-apocalyptically.
Got it.
And they got a secret in the basement.
Okay.
The secret in the basement is their parents have turned into zombies.
Oh.
And they have them locked up so that they can take care of them.
Yeah.
So that one day they could find a cure.
Oh, that's nice.
Very heartwarming, right?
Yeah. It's very end of Shaun of the Dead, but yeah.
And
Player 2 has entered the game.
That's the story.
Nice.
It's like this it's a family drama. Zombie parents, obviously. And you see the boys trying to interact, reassociate them into life, basically.
Right.
And obviously, shit hits the fan. They can't always do that. Post-apocalyptic things turn.
Yeah.
And it goes the way, right?
Yeah.
It's very drawn out. That would be one of the downsides. It's there's some scenes where they're just like going through the motions. Yeah. There's one time where they have Christmas dinner and they have the zombie parents at the table and they're talking to them and having Christmas dinner. And they have like a little Polaroid of like their family basically, which I thought was very cute and heartwarming. But yeah, there wasn't much to it. Oh. It was like watching an episode of Walking Dead.
Oh, all right.
But I do like the family aspect of it and the family themes and stuff. And it kind of has a heartbreaking finale.
Oh, all right.
That kind of tugs at the heartstrings and stuff. This one kind of came unexpectedly. Like I said, it wasn't on my radar.
Yeah,
I did like it. It was half decent, but wasn't the strongest.
Got it. Next.
Wee-oo.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the spoilers are over.
James
has
entered the chat.
Player 2, player 3.
Player 3 has entered the chat.
What's up?
Dead, full dead.
Oh, man.
This was your pick, buddy.
Yeah, this was yours. That's why I'm putting you on the spot for this, son.
Yeah. So I'll give sort of the best overview that I can. 2 sort of junior police officers who are also a couple are
they're on the rocks a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of will they, won't they at the beginning. Is the relationship actually that steady? Yes, exactly. But they are a couple.
Yes.
Are called to an apartment to investigate a murder. And then shenanigans ensue. As I think the best point that I can put on the end of that, because it just
they have to
is.
solve the murder, and he's not quite a detective. He's not quite a detective.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. They're junior police officers. They're not detectives. They're trying to solve a murder. They're not very good at their job.
And how he pieces
ghosts.
it together. There's ghosts.
Ghosts. There's
stuffed goats.
Stuffed goats. There's gods. There's
devils.
There's everything in between.
Is there an eclipse?
There's an eclipse
and also a kitchen sink.
And a kitchen sink.
And the 13th sign on the horoscope.
And
right?
and she's created a new sign on the horoscope. The murder victim, that is, has created a new sign on the horoscope, which is the 13th sign for all the dullards.
Yes.
Which is great.
As you can tell, this movie is quite chaotic.
It's insane.
Yeah. There's a lot happening.
It's a lot happening.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, elemental P story.
It is so hard to follow everything.
There's that thing with the hands and the electrical currents.
Oh,
too.
yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's got that's a whole other thing. And like, his chakras are misaligned, hence his hand being in a constant Vulcan symbol.
Yeah. Like I thought, reading the synopsis, I thought, okay, this movie doesn't sound half bad. It sounds like it's like, it's going to be its thing.
Yeah.
And then you get 5 minutes in and it was a goat, right?
Yeah.
It was a goat. Yeah. The goat,
my God. Yeah. The goat dies.
dies and then turns into a stuffed animal. I shit you not.
Yep.
That's what happens. And then I was like, I don't know where it's going to go from here.
There's nothing.
I think that's what works for the movie is that
you have no idea.
Yeah, you have no idea where it's going.
You were on your toes the entire time. I would say that is one of the great things about this because it literally just keeps popping itself.
Yeah, and just getting more and more unhinged and deranged the farther in you go. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
At one point I thought I was being punked. This can't be real.
I wasn't on enough acid.
I was being punked the whole time.
Yeah. It was insane. I have to applaud it for just its pure insanity of just the audacity of the film to even exist and be what it is. It's nuts.
I admire its existence. This is what was the phrase that I used about Chainsaw? It is unlike anything you have ever seen.
And especially it's unlike anything I've ever seen that's come out of the country of India. This is exactly nuts. It is so counter programmed to the entire Indian film industry. It's nutty how insane this is.
Yeah, it is.
It's a treat.
It's a vision. It's a vision.
It's a unique watch.
Yeah, is a good word for it. Unique.
I
like that. I like that.
Watch.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I didn't love it, but it is unique.
I didn't love it.
I most certainly did not love it either.
I can appreciate aspects of it, and I can appreciate the sheer existence of it in a way. But I'm not recommending this to folks. But it is for the audacity alone. If you were into some weird, unhinged, fringe cinema, this could be fun.
You know whose opinion I would love to hear about this movie? Friend of the podcast, Abnish.
Yeah,
I would love to hear his thoughts and opinions on this.
Yeah. I'm sure he would.
There's probably layers to this that we don't understand. There's got to be layers.
I would love to just get out a whiteboard and just explain this to me, please.
Yeah. I don't think you can, Tony.
You can't.
Because we just named it all off, and there was still more.
Yeah. There's stuff we're forgetting.
Yeah. There's definitely stuff
we did the best we could. We did the best.
And there's stuff that we're not revealing, and just there's a lot.
Yeah,
it goes to places.
When Shrek says that ogres are like onions, they have layers.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's this movie.
It's absurd.
Layers.
Yeah.
I like that word, absurd.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because literally after I watched it,
and
that was absurd.
I was just reading a quick review that someone else had wrote, but I'm going to use it because you know what, for a murder mystery film, which essentially is what this boils down to. At its core, it's a murder mystery. You should always be able to keep people guessing who the culprit is, and hats off, it achieved that goal. I gotta give it credit for that because I had no idea what the fuck was happening.
It most certainly did.
So at the very least, it exists, and I'm happy we live in a world where it does exist.
I just want that goat.
The stuffed goat?
No, the real goat.
Oh, okay. It was a very cute goat.
It was a very cute goat. Wasn't his name Michael?
Yes.
It was just something ridiculous.
Michael died.
Next.
James, did you appreciate it as much as you appreciated The Beast Within?
I appreciated Dead Full Dead much more than The Beast Within.
You know what I appreciated about The Beast Within?
That it ended?
When it ended.
Yeah. Yeah. So we haven't even gotten into what The Beast Within is yet, but you can tell sort of where we're at with it. It stars Kit Harington.
It does, yes.
And
Jon Snow.
It follows a 10-year-old girl. She starts to question her life in her family's fortified compound until she discovers that her father turns into a monster.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I struggled a lot through this movie just to stay awake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when I was talking about paint drying earlier.
Yeah, this paint drying and grass growing.
Yeah,
it is
glacial is
it. And this, this wasn't a quick 79 minutes. This was 97, over the 90-minute mark.
Yeah.
And maybe save for the last little bit.
I was about to say save for about the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Up until that point, woof. It is it's a struggle. It is a pure struggle.
Pure fucking struggle.
Yeah.
If it was a little less dense, knowing what I know at the end, I might I would have revisited it to kind of see how the sausage was made.
Yeah, just to see the mechanics of it all. But yeah. I mean, like the story, it doesn't have a lot of depth to it either. I mean, it's clearly about, abusive parental relationships and, the monster's clearly the metaphor it's trying to be. But it leans into the macabre at least. And there is some like decent shots that are a little bit like, oh, that's kind of
there's creepy. Some scary moments.
Some creepy shit going on.
I like the way you call it, the transformation. Yeah. I like that they chose not to do a full transformation. I commend them on that because
they certainly didn't have the budget.
They definitely didn't have the budget. And then when you saw the monster at the that looks like Wolf Cop.
Yeah.
And I think Wolf Cop was a little bit better.
I don't know that Kit Harington had to change very much. He was pretty much halfway there.
Halfway there for sure. One thing that really made
Harington on a Friday night.
Yeah.
One thing that pissed me off was the end, because I'm just like, I don't think I needed that 2-minute thing. Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's very, very clear what it is. You giving me that extra 10 minutes or that extra 2 minutes just makes it more bleak. And it's just like, oh wait, yeah, that's what she did. Okay. I was better with just the metaphor.
Yep. Yeah. This one was this one was kind of a drag.
Yeah. Yeah, this was I think this might be my most disappointing one.
Can I level with you guys though for this one because of how slow it was moving? I definitely upped the speed on Vimeo just to start pushing it through. I brought it up to 1.5 times just to kind of push through the last bit up until that 10 minutes. Once I was like, oh shit, it's getting serious. I brought it back down to normal. Yeah. But I sure shit gets through that middle chunk. I was like, fuck, man, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna fall asleep if I don't do something.
It's definitely something. It's something.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I'm just showing something to James and Tony. That's definitely an offline joke.
But it was it's not great. I don't thoroughly recommend, but I don't even recommend even in the slightest.
I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I think I might give it points that you guys won't. It definitely wasn't the worst thing I saw at Fantasia.
Certainly not the worst.
It did look the cinematography. I'm gonna sound like that fucking schmuck, but I did like the cinematography.
It looked good. It looked good.
And there was some well lit scenes and some good.
Go for it. Yeah.
I was just gonna say there were some good scenes. Right, save it for the last 10 minutes. Obviously, we're putting that on the pedestal because obviously that's where the payoff is. But there were a couple of good scenes that I did like. And Kit Harington, fantastic performance.
Agree. Here's where I would say, we try to classify what kind of recommendation this would be. This would be you need to fill a gap in your 31 horror movies in October and you're specifically looking for a Sunday folding laundry horror movie, I think that is exactly where you can slot this in, because you can fucking half pay attention to this movie for most of it and then just tune in for the last little bit and kind of enjoy it. But
there you go.
That's where I'm at.
I just want to give a shout out to Kaylin Springall, who plays the daughter.
Oh, Kaylin. Yeah.
She's also in
with the respirator.
She's also in stop motion from earlier this year.
Oh, nice.
She is very, very.
She was
good.
in Midnight Sky too,
and she's in Midnight Sky. Yeah, she's very, very good in this movie, and she deserves a better movie for her performance.
Absolutely.
She deserves a better movie. James,
what's next, buddy?
Tony.
Yeah.
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
And do Me and My Victim.
Gen Z should have went to therapy instead of making a movie.
Yeah. So this is the most experimental film that we saw.
Was it ever?
By a country mile.
Micro budget to the. I think this was filmed for $20.
I think it was like 10 grand, like less than 10 grand.
It was no way it even touched 10 grand, Dave. There's no fucking way.
I'm pretty sure there's like a QR code in the middle of the movie to go to the GoFundMe page.
I'm pretty sure there was. Yeah.
So it's about this this couple. The gentleman is from New York, and
Billy Pedlow,
and Moraine is
from Montreal.
And it's talking about their relationship, and because they it's a Tinder hookup, isn't it?
It started out on Tinder. Yeah, when she was visiting New York, she was swiping on Tinder and matched with him. Yeah,
and then they just talk about their dates and their relationship. And
that's it.
It's just there's like some slam poetry in there too.
The fun stuff, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
The highs, the lows, the sub lows. There's a lot to this movie, and it's a lot of
so much.
Moraine did the editing on it.
Yep.
And it's definitely a capital C choice style.
Yep.
Because it is very much avant-garde, just all over the place. Just they're talking.
It's like almost like a visual art piece, I would say.
Yeah, it's more visual
definitely
art.
A visual art piece. Yeah.
And like they're recreating stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're also like kind of taking from other media
and adding in. Yeah.
And adding it in. Anyways, there's no way of talking about this, even without spoiling it type thing. It gets to a point, and apparently it got heated at the Q&A. I would have
loved to hear
the Q&A only. I wouldn't want to see. I just want to sneak in and be a fly on the wall for the Q&A.
In the Q&A for sure.
It gets to a part where they talk about rape culture, and they talk about what could be perceived as a rape, and it goes on for about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
and it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's.
And it's you're talking about in the film, or you're talking about the Q&A?
No, I'm talking about in the film.
Yeah, it does, and it's so cringy.
Yeah, it's a lot of cringe,
like cringe to the max almost. Because I'm just like, why is this in here? Like this. Yeah, this it goes places.
I think it's a very cool idea.
Yeah,
for a visual arts piece. I think it's way too fucking long.
Way too long. There's no reason this is 100 minutes.
But I like the raw intimacy, and I like the candidness of it.
Sure.
And kind of talking like there's no filters.
Correct.
And it's very much it's Gen Z, but it's also
no. But I do appreciate that. Yeah.
Like there's no filters. Yeah. Like it's this is it. This is what dating culture is like. At least what I would imagine. But it's also there's no like tee-hee type thing. Like it's like gritty.
Yeah.
And I admire that. But that whole 10-15 minute bit, not to mention all the fucking slam poetry, because he's a poet, and they both read off poetry at multiple points, and some of it is very disturbing.
Hers are great,
but it's disturbing to say the least.
But hers are great.
Yeah. And
his are not.
I just wanted him to stop speaking.
Yeah. I wanted him to not say a word through this entire movie.
Just
there's just a
talking.
certain point when he needs to stop.
Like during that 15 minutes that you guys were talking about, I think I was screaming at the TV, being like, "Dude, stop talking! Stop fucking talking!
What are you not understanding?
What is happening right now?"
So it's a lot, and it definitely should because it just, at least the copy we saw, just jumps right in like it's a student movie type thing. Like you just popped in the DVD-R and it just started playing.
Yeah,
I feel like it's like one of those visual art installations, like something that would be blasted on like an art piece onto a white wall. Like that's the feel of it.
That is the feel. That is the direct feel. It needs if it was to find an audience, it would need about a dozen trigger warnings at the front end.
Yeah, definitely.
I admire it. And that's all I can say. I admire it. I think it's repulsive and disturbing and raw, but I admire it.
I just wish those two subjects went to therapy instead.
Yeah.
Because I admire its existence, but it wasn't for me.
Oh, no, it's not for me either. Like I will never revisit this and I will never tell anyone to watch it.
No.
But
no,
I admire its existence. And I think the movie, I kicked your glass. I'm sorry, James.
That's fine.
I think the movies we watched or discussed last time were a lot more conventional.
Yeah.
And I think the movies we're discussing tonight are much more unconventional.
Yeah, definitely.
Much more of the strange, weird, experimental stuff.
A little more esoteric film.
Yes. That's a good word.
Yeah.
This film was very, very experimental.
Yeah, incredibly so. And yeah, like I admire what you guys are saying, I think is right on the money. This is 100% not for me. I fucking hated every minute of my life watching it. It's 100 minutes I will never get back. But good for it for existing,
and good for it for having subtitles.
Yeah,
I definitely appreciate that.
My God.
Some of the audio, Jesus Christ.
Well, even some of the audio was fine, but even when it was showing them actually talking and recording into the microphone, the audio wasn't synced up.
Not at all.
It was off completely, and I can't. The problem is
I'm very surprised I didn't notice that. I'm usually a very stickler for that.
Dude,
it's because they keep moving. The camera keeps moving, and they keep
she had
doing all sorts
78,000 fucking filters on it.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's your workaround. Yeah.
The problem is it's hard to tell if that was an artistic choice or just a fuck up that just ends up blending into the background because the entire movie's an artistic choice. So it's hard to say, but it was off-putting because they are directly talking at you at points. And it's just audio's playing and it looks like a fucking badly dubbed film.
Yeah.
So honestly, it felt like I would listen to a 100-minute podcast. And I didn't give a fuck about either of the two subjects.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think it's supposed to be a podcast and they just put the visual over it.
Yeah.
I think that's what they did.
Which maybe some of our audience feels the same way. 100 minutes. We've put out 100-minute episodes. So.
Yeah, of course. Because the one you were just talking where they're talking, they're talking in a booth.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I think that is what it is.
Yeah. So it's
it's something.
It's something.
It's something.
But yeah, I'm at a loss. I got nothing else to say about this fucking movie. I did not like it.
Well, let's just keep going just keep going down, boys.
Next.
We're almost done. We're in the home stretch. James, The Soul Eater.
Oh yeah, this one was mine. This is the one that I had put on the list.
Yes, it was. That's why I'm getting you to talk about it.
Thank you. So it's a French movie, but not Quebec French, France French. And it is a detective thriller, a noir.
Yeah, I would say
procedural.
I would say it's procedural.
Yeah.
Procedural adjacent.
Procedural adjacent, yes. But essentially, two police officers from a different town or different city are called into the small town to investigate. One of them is there on his own kind of accord. He's trying to follow this trail of missing children that have happened in the region. and the other detective is there because there's literally been a murder inside a home that no one can figure out.
A double homicide.
A double homicide that has no explanation, as there's no break-in, there's no anything. It looks like it was murder-suicide, but they can't figure out why it happened or how it happened. And they start exploring and trying to figure out what is happening in this town as more children go missing and murders have happened.
Yes. I think that's a pretty good.
Yeah. I liked this movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I had a fun time sort of trying to piece together the mystery and try to figure out what was happening.
I don't know if fun's the right word.
I had fun.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
It's dark.
It's not dark, James. It's like what? It's sub-bleak.
It's When you look, okay,
it's not
okay,
fun.
okay,
It's not
okay,
fun.
Okay. It
is not. Let me tell you something.
Wait. Once you start figuring out what the fuck is happening, it's not fun. It is a fucking terrible ride down to the bottom. It is a fucking cliff's edge that you dive off of with this movie.
Yeah.
And you fall into a chasm that leads to where the mole people live. Like, it is so far down beneath the surface. But up until that point, it's like
it just keeps going.
It just keeps like that ending. I still think about it.
The fuck away. It knocked me out.
I kind of had to just like take a breath after a moment because I was just like, fuck, man.
Yeah, man. Like fucking the way it ended. Jesus.
Like, to your point, I did hang on this movie, and I did enjoy this one.
Yeah. I think it did a good job of like trying to keep your interest the whole way through. It was a good mystery in terms of it kept you guessing for quite a long time.
And it definitely takes some turns you're not expecting.
Exactly.
And again, since it seems to be a theme that we're harping on tonight, viciously violent.
That fucking scene in the house.
Which scene
two
we
parents?
The two parents, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I like that they played it out. And just let it go.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the actual fuck?
Like, it's the kind of movie that you expect will get a remake, but then you're also like, can it?
Yeah.
Are we allowed?
Like, it goes to some places.
Yeah.
I should have known better, because this directing duo is actually behind a French film called Inside.
Oh, okay.
And Inside is viciously violent, and that's the movie that put them on the map, was Inside.
Yeah, and they did the Deep House as well.
And they did the Deep House as well. And there's another movie that they did. I think it's
they did Leatherface.
I was going to say, is it Leatherface?
It's not Leatherface. we kind of just forget Leatherface exists.
Kandashaw.
That's on Shudder. That got some buzz in Shudder, and I heard it's very good. But
nice.
These guys, like, they like to show the dark side of humanity.
Yeah, no kidding.
And oh boy,
yeah,
like pitch fucking black.
Julianne Moore and Alexandre Bustillo.
Yeah, Julianne Moore, Alexandre Bustillo. I will say though, like, if you are going into this movie and based even on the poster art, if you were expecting, if you were hoping for something terrifying and otherworldly and sinister in a sort of demon perspective, you're not going to find it. I will say that right off the jump.
I disagree with you. Everything you just described seems accurate.
Let me throw the word paranormal in there.
Okay, fine.
If you're expecting that kind of level of horror where it's going to be a little bit more that, even based on the poster art, you're not going to get it, and don't expect it. If you're going into this expecting the conclusion of whatever Longlegs was, you're not going to get it. It's not going to be like that. It's okay. But it's fucking sinister and vile and fucking humans suck ass.
Yeah, definitely. I'm on the opposite. I'm on that side where I told you guys I was expecting a monster, and I kind of hoped for a monster.
No.
But at the same time, when we started talking about it more, and I was like, you know what? I don't think it needed it.
Nope.
Because there was plenty of fucking monsters.
Because they're all monsters.
Yeah.
And also probably one of the most baffling endings, like actual last shots I've seen in a movie in a long time.
I was fine with it. It's just
it just goes with like the theme of the movie, man.
There's just like that one moment, and I was just like, where it just keeps going down.
Yeah.
It's like the spiral staircase from hell.
Yeah.
It
just keeps getting worse.
Fuck.
And worse.
But yeah, this is one of my favorites, even though content wise, not quite. Yeah. But as a movie, it definitely is one of the best ones we watched here. And shout out to Virginie Ledoyen and Paul Hamey.
Yes.
Who are the leads in this film, who knock it out of the park.
Knock it out of the park.
Absolutely. Sure. Just crush it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great. Cool.
And boys, let's finish off.
Let's do it.
I was wondering where we would put this movie, and I feel like it's very fitting to put this movie at the last.
I think that this one deserves to be at the end. And it's one that we weren't allowed to talk about last week, but I really wanted to talk about. It's Scooter McCrae's Black Eyed Susan.
Indeed it is.
Which was a world premiere. It's from Vinegar Syndrome.
So that just sets the tone.
So that should set the tone. That should set the tone. I think Tony loves giving simple premises.
Oh, Jesus.
Premises,
yeah, this one's oh
my God, no.
I'll give the simple premise this
Absolutely.
time, Tony. There is an AI android, would you say? It's a robot.
It's a robot.
It's a sex robot. And they're testing it.
Yep.
To make sure
they need QA testers.
They need QA testers. So a gentleman comes in to be the QA tester, and he is encouraged to be a little rough,
to be depraved,
so that they can get the testing.
Yeah.
The testing right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her programming.
Her
AI is. I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. I'm just going to come right out and say it. She likes to egg him on.
Yeah. She's it's like her AI is set to like nympho mode.
Yeah.
Like just wants it.
She wants to bring it. She's designed to bring it out of him.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Like her prime directive is I'm a sex robot. So let's have sex. But the only kind of sex that she wants to have is depraved shit.
It's not even just she wants to bring out the worst in this person.
Yeah.
In this guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I'm going to leave it.
Yep.
It goes to some unexpected places.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to the audience because I thought this was very interesting. When we requested this film,
the
PR team sent us a letter.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to put us in like the right headspace for this movie.
It wasn't a letter, Dave. It was a fucking novel. It was paragraphs.
It is
it was a warning.
Yeah.
Like
it was prepping us for what we were going to see, that we were going to see something crazy. And sure enough, the first 10 minutes of the movie is exactly what this thing was. Well, what this novel promised.
Yep.
It's deplorable.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's difficult to watch.
Revolting.
Yeah.
I don't know who this movie is for, because it is,
especially with where it goes.
Especially with where, like, I have more to say about that, but just like the first 10 minutes, like it puts you right off.
Yeah, you are just
You're either in or you're out. Not even in or out. Like, that's it.
My reaction the first 10 minutes was, what the fuck?
And it just goes to Tony's smiling, but it's like a sinister fucking chaotic laugh, because he looks like he needs like to be held, because I needed to be held after watching this film.
Yeah.
I remember watching it, and Melissa was in the kitchen when I was watching it.
Yeah.
And those first 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
She's like, Tony, I thought you were going to watch a Fantasia movie. What the fuck are you watching?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a Fantasia movie, honey.
Yeah, Tony fell down a bad rabbit hole on Pornhub. Yeah.
And then 5 minutes go by and she's like, no, Tony, seriously, what the fuck are you actually watching? I was like, I swear to God, it's a Fantasia movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's the warning. Here's the warning they sent us.
Read it. I swear it's not me.
It's not me. I promise. I'll just turn it down.
Sorry, I agreed to this.
I agreed. I actually chose this.
We chose this.
Oh, God.
And I kept telling myself throughout the whole movie, I was like, we fucking chose this. We were
I
like,
know.
yep, sign us the fuck up. Let's put this into our eyeballs.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't know truly what we were getting into. We only had like the blurb that was on Fantasia, and then we really should have known what we were getting into when we got the novel consent statement that we had to agree to.
That's where we should have jumped off.
Yeah.
But no, we're sickos.
We did it for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, because I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck.
So-
Can we
Go.
No, Dave, where you want to go?
We're not. Oh, I don't want to spoil any of
No,
this.
I don't want to. I don't want to spoil.
wanna
it.
spoil
I don't know that we
Anything.
can.
They're the two lead actors in the film. So the gentleman, his name is Damien Maffei,
Yeah, sure.
and then the actor who plays the female sex robot,
Susan. Titular Susan.
The titular Susan.
Yeah.
Their name is Yvonne Emile Falker.
Thalker, yeah. Yeah.
And they're non-binary. Not that matters, but just so that I put that right out there, because they're naked throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Sure
which
are.
is definitely a choice.
Yep.
I think that they're both incredible in this film. I think that they both put in incredible performances.
Yep.
And there's a lived-in intimacy with where this story goes, and when we're saying it goes to like some dark and unexpected places, it also goes to some like really like emotional and like loving and charming places too.
Yeah.
It's a really drastic tonal shift from what you expect with the depraved sex and the hyper abusive violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just very good together.
Yep.
And there's just something beautiful about some of the scenes in this movie. And I wish the movie's only like around 80 minutes ish, maybe just a hair over 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And I wish that they dived a bit deeper into these more emotional, intimate, romantic scenes.
Yep.
Because I think that those were the deeper scenes I wanted to see more of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They took a back seat to the rest of what this movie had to do, but I agree.
Right? Because like we were prepped, and that first 10 minutes kind of like throws you right into it.
Yeah. You're really prepped by then.
And like, I'm like getting nauseous thinking about some of the stuff that happens in this movie, but I was taken aback by those scenes, and I was like, why? I try my best not to say like, why didn't you do this? Or like, I would have done it differently, but I would have liked to have seen more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More of that. Like maybe you don't need to extend the movie out. It's plenty long as it is, and it's plenty deplorable as it is. But I really liked those scenes, and I thought that they said so much about like relationships and reality.
Yeah.
And I liked watching them together. And it's another film I admire, but I will never recommend to anyone. not even as like one of those movies where you're like testing the waters type thing. Like, can you test yourself and get through this type thing? Like it's revolting.
I agree.
Despicable.
I think it is one of the first times I've ever dry heaved during a movie.
Really?
And gagged.
Oh.
Because when that turn comes, I was not okay.
Yeah.
It is, put it this way, I would rewatch Sallow
Before you watch this again?
before I watch this again.
Challenge accepted.
Thank God I get to schedule another screening of Salad.
Oh my God. But
Challenge
like, I was
accepted.
not okay. I like and admire the choices that it makes. And I admire and I can see both sides of the coin in this.
Okay.
In what they were trying to accomplish in the story is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I can understand that. But it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It sucks.
I wanted to put my head through a wall.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's
and also,
a lot.
contrary to Tony's points in the last few movies, I didn't like the way that this was shot.
You didn't like the Super 16?
Nope.
Grainy as shit.
Grainy as shit, weirdly angled, badly lit. No, didn't love it.
Well,
It's fine.
it's what the aesthetic for the content.
I guess. Sure.
Well, it's shot like a low budget porno.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
wants
guess.
to be, or at least that's
Does it want to be?
Sorry, that's the aesthetic. That's the aesthetic
that it
they're going
wants.
for. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I misspoke there.
Yeah.
I really
aesthetic.
want to talk to Scooter and just
okay, bud.
get in his headspace.
Okay.
His artistic headspace.
We'll set up that interview for Tony,
Okay,
but it'll
I'll
be
get you.
Tony solo on that one. I'm
Yeah,
good.
you can ride solo on that one, son.
Have fun.
It's something.
Yeah.
It is something.
It certainly is.
And you want to talk about stuff that is seared into your brain forever. I don't think I'm ever going to forget this movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was
Because-
one of the first ones I watched, and it's coming
I was
back
like-
to me
I was
like it was yesterday.
I think it was like
picture it.
five or six in after when I saw it. And buddy, out of all the movies that we've talked about last episode and this episode, this movie I could probably like go verbatim what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
pretty seared in
It
there.
is
Yeah.
it stays with you.
Sure
It's-
does.
It's the most memorable movie we watched.
Definitely most memorable of the
Not the
festival
best.
for sure.
The most memorable.
Most memorable.
Not for the right
Right.
reasons.
It certainly makes an impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
And I'm not going to say I admire this one,
Nope.
but bravo for where it goes.
Yeah.
And maintaining the audacity of going there
To really push it.
to really push it.
Yep.
I admire the director's confidence in
Sure.
delivering something like this.
Yeah.
And standing by his art.
I mean, it is art, and art
Yeah.
should push envelopes. So I'm not going to ever say that you shouldn't. But yeah, you just kind of own the choices that you make, and boy, you made them. So
Yeah.
good for you. Good for
And
you.
that he had a great the twofer with those two actors.
Yes.
Just like
yeah, very good. Yeah.
the I'm trying to the trust
Yeah.
that they had in him.
Of course.
Like
And
that,
just like the level of commitment
Yes.
to the role. I admire the commitment of the actors because they give their all and they really sell the performances.
yeah.
They're all in and you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
So wrap.
That's let's before we take the cold showers, let's say thank you to Fantasia for another excellent year.
Before,
Yes.
before we wrap up Fantasia,
Yes.
I'm
sorry.
very curious, you guys. What was your top 3 of the festival? Because we saw a lot. So
We
I'm
did.
curious. What would be your top 3? If you want me to start to give you guys some time to figure it out.
You
Go
can
for it.
start. You can start.
I would say top 3 for me.
Yep.
Bookworm.
Yep.
The G.
Yep.
And Brave Citizen.
Swap out Brave Citizen for the Soul Eater, and you got mine.
I was literally about to say Soul Eater came in at 4.
That's where I would land.
Yeah.
That's where I would.
Yeah, those were the best for sure.
Yeah.
Enjoyed all 3 and all the interviews we got to have with them too.
Absolutely.
And I would say Black Eyed Susan and Me and My Victim
For
were
most audacious.
most audacious and most memorable
Definitely.
that I won't soon forget.
Yep.
But now that Tony has rudely interrupted me, thank you, Fantasia,
Yes.
for another wonderful, truly memorable
year.
year.
It was a memorable year.
It's the festival that keeps on giving,
Yes.
and then it stays with you. It's like herpes.
Yeah.
And you take it home with you in this case. In this year anyway. Sometimes I think this year I feel like there's at least 2 movies that are going to be seared in our memory, possibly 3.
Yeah.
Whereas in other years I don't think that's happened as
No.
much, but
I would say this
so
year
good on you, Fantasia.
definitely had movies that I will truly never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most memorable year.
Yeah.
By far.
So thanks, Fantasia. We'll be back next year.
Big
Yes, we
ups.
will.
because we can't not. And I deferred the tickets that I have again, Dave. So can we go next year?
We will go
please?
next year. We're going.
Can we start planning now for 2025? July.
I got double tickets, buddy. We're gonna be swimming in tickets.
July 2025. Finger Guns takes Montreal.
Absolutely, we have to.
Thank you. I love it. Now, moving away from Fantasia and thanking them and all of that. Shall we talk about our main subject event?
Yes, let's talk about Eli Roth's Borderlands.
Done. Enough said.
Done.
Perfect.
All right,
Wrap
guys.
up the broadcast. Thank you so much.
That's about it.
And that's the end of that chapter.
My mom always told me if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Based on the popular video game series,
Indeed.
Borderlands is about a group of misfit bounty hunters and vault hunters looking for treasure on
The last secret hidden by
the last secret
previous civilization.
on the planet Pandora, and there are other factors at play.
It's
And
actually a vault. They're looking for a vault.
That's why I said vault hunters.
Okay,
Yes, he said vault
that's
hunters.
why I said
Yeah,
vault
but you didn't
hunters.
say what they were
Treasure.
looking for.
Yeah.
You just said they were looking for a treasure. They were looking for a vault.
They're
that
looking
holds
for
treasure.
a vault.
Yes.
They're looking for a vault, and people are on their tail, and
Yes.
they have to get there first.
Correct.
Stars Kate Blanchett, Oscar winner Kate Blanchett.
Yep.
Oscar winner Jamie Lee Curtis.
Future Oscar winner Kevin Hart.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Fuck out of here.
Ariana Greenblatt, Gina Gershon,
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Edgar Ramirez.
Yes.
You guys are forgetting Drago. The guy who played Drago's son. He was the psycho.
Oh.
You guys are literally just skipped over.
Florian?
Yeah.
Florian Montu? Yeah.
Yeah. Who I actually thought was Kevin
Montano.
Durant, to be honest with
Oh.
you.
No, well, it's not. Surprise.
So before we get into the criticisms,
Sure.
I will say this movie was shot in 2021 and it has been sitting on the
Feels
shelf.
like it.
It's been sitting on the shelf for a bit. They had to reshoot a lot of it. Tim Miller
Almost
came
entirely the entire movie.
in. Tim Miller came in and reshot quite a bit of it.
Neat.
Because
Does
Eli
that
Roth
explain
had,
it? Did it explain it a little bit more?
Eli
James?
Roth had to go make Thanksgiving.
Thank God he did.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Craig Mazin, I think is his name.
Writer of Chernobyl, right?
Yes.
Oh,
He-
who used a pseudonym on this?
No, he took his name off of this.
Yeah, no,
And
he's
he fought-
credited
he-
as a pseudonym.
Oh, okay.
It's
fought-
credited
he fought
as
hard
it's
to get
credited
his
as Joe
name off.
Crombie.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
That's the pseudonym that was put in place.
Yes. Because he did not want to be credited for this.
Yeah.
Somehow Eli Roth did.
Yeah.
Did Tim Miller get a credit? Did you guys
Easy.
see
Top executive producer.
top
Yeah.
executive producer? That's
Yeah.
that's a slap.
I
I say it's a slap because I feel like it's more of a Tim Miller movie than Eli Roth.
Yeah, sure. That's fair. By a show of hands, and I'll count it out for the audience. Has anyone played Borderlands?
Yes.
yes.
Oh, I never have actually.
You've never played Borderlands?
Nope.
You gotta
Oh,
get on.
it's
You gotta change
fun.
that. It's fun. as
I've
fuck.
known all about it.
It is
I know everything I need,
fun.
but I've never actually played it.
I enjoyed playing it on my own, but playing it with a group, fuck, it's
Sure.
awesome.
Sure.
Like, remember how we used to play Resistance with
Yeah,
a group? Like,
yeah.
this thing was fun as fuck with a
All
group.
right. Well, I was never involved. You never invited me.
Well, did you have Borderlands 2?
I could have if you told me.
Fine. Well, you can only have 4 people, and we always had 4 people.
Oh,
Sorry.
I see. So
Sorry.
I wasn't even cool enough to be part of the Fab Four
I
playing
guess
fucking Borderlands 2.
I guess not.
Anyway, I do have Borderlands 2 now, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should play
Steam?
it. It's fun.
Steam.
Yeah. No, Epic. It was free.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I only played the first 2, and they're both fun games.
Yeah.
They're they're like first person RPGs.
Yeah, they're looter shooters.
Yeah. And it's just the style of like the characters you're facing. And
Yeah,
the
absolutely. The art
monsters you're
style was
shooting.
always something that I've known. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot about this game.
The cell
Yeah.
shaded art style looks cool.
Yeah, I've known everything
looks-
about this game. I've just never actually actively played it.
It's fun.
cool.
It's fun with a group. It's fun.
All right.
And before I go on to that, I do want to note what the internet has already noted, that
Yeah.
at the end of Tar,
Yeah.
Todd Field's Tar,
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett's titular tar.
Yeah.
Is a disgraced composer, and she's gone from the heights of composing to
beating the shit out of another composer on stage.
to basically composing the music for a Monster Hunter convention.
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett was nominated for an Oscar for that film, and she followed it up with Borderlands.
Yep. Well, I guess in the timeline of when she made it, she technically didn't. But in the timeline of release, she sure did.
Yes, which is a choice.
Yeah.
She'll be fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure she will be.
She'll be fine.
I'm sure she will be. All of this to say, it's as bad as you think it is.
This movie's dog shit.
It's very bad. It's very bad.
The reason I asked too if either of you had played the games is because there's been a lot of nonsense online. It was like, well, if you were a fan of the game, you might like it more or something. And I was just like,
It was not.
I don't know
it's not the
that's
game.
a thing.
You
not
want
the
to
game.
you want to know how they could have made it the game?
Yeah.
By making it more viciously fucking violent. Like if fucking arms are like being blown off, heads are being ripped off, and you see blood
Nope.
everywhere.
The most
Yeah.
PG-13 version you could have made.
Fuck,
I
you
didn't,
trade.
I didn't even mind the lack of violence.
No, man. If you're gonna make a fucking Borderlands game, you're gotta go with the
I
violence.
guess.
What
I didn't care.
what I always remembered with Borderlands was after you killed people,
Yeah.
they always threw all their loot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would be changing guns, you would be changing armors, you'd be changing the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this, they look the same the whole time.
The whole time.
And they're using the same guns the whole time. And that was what threw me off.
Yeah.
Because I remember like trading in for like fucking wacky guns.
Yeah.
Like they had like the look of it is there. Like when the guy is like trading in the market type thing, and they have the vending machine and stuff.
Yeah.
And when Gina Gershon gets introduced
Yeah.
as Moxie, right?
Moxie.
Like that all is straight out of the game.
Oh yeah, Gina Gershon's character was literally like lifted from the game for
But
sure.
like that whole market thing, that's the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like they're not really fighting monsters,
No.
Yep.
which is a key part of the game. Was you're fighting monsters. Like when they barrel through that one monster's like throat,
Yeah.
it's like one guy or
Yeah.
one monster. Like
That's
that's the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
And then the
You see monsters.
yeah,
They just don't matter.
and the psychos, like they're just
Exist.
a small part.
I
Yeah.
wanted more from the Psychos. I thought the Psychos would play a bigger part.
Yeah.
Wanted it.
Tony,
Wanted
I
a
just
little
wanted this to be a better movie.
Well,
'Cause
to be perfectly honest with you, I was high as fuck during the movie. So anytime Jack Black was on screen, I was laughing like a fucking sea otter.
Were you? I didn't laugh once.
Well, because you, I feel like you can't enjoy movies anymore.
I
feel
can.
Like, no, but like
No, don't tell me that this is you have to turn your brain off and you'll have a good time.
Dude, it was a fucking trash movie. I will literally I'm not singing its praises.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
No, man, there wasn't a single joke in here that actually worked.
How do
They
you
had to resort to
how do
fucking
you
shit
cast-
jokes.
There are a lot of shit jokes. How do you cast Kevin Hart and not give him one funny line?
it's true.
He doesn't do shit in
No,
this movie.
he doesn't. And he's like this like bona fide like fucking action guy. No,
I
you're Kevin
guess.
Hart. Like give some fucking quips, man.
like
I
not
just-
one quip.
None.
Yeah, nothing.
None
Not
quips.
one.
He played it straight and I fucking hated it.
It's bad.
Oh, and I also need to point out, someone pointed this out to me because they play Borderlands. The character that he plays
sure.
is actually like a 6 foot like beefy guy.
Okay.
That's
and-
fine. Whatever.
Whatever.
But like he was just like, that's so disappointing. You're getting Kevin Hart to do that, and he's he's so miscasted. He does not
Yeah.
fit. He does not fit it at all.
I think he's fine. It's just he needed to say a joke. Just liven it up. Kate Blanchett says a joke.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis says jokes. Why couldn't Kevin Hart
Also,
say
why
a
is
joke?
Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie?
No
what
idea.
purpose? Like,
What is she even doing
What is
in this
she?
movie?
What is she doing?
Her voice is very strange.
What is she? She's not even. She's just there.
She's just there. Yeah.
Hello. It's Jamie Lee Curtis. Like,
Hi guys.
what the fuck? I
Oscar
just
winner
don't-
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I don't fucking understand why this movie exists.
And I really like Ariana Greenblatt for the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
I think she's having a blast.
Yeah.
And she is just like saying weird shit
Yeah.
and she's just having fun. And then suddenly she just
Stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stops.
I don't even know what the fuck that ending was.
Yeah.
It
that's
didn't know
a
how to
strange
end.
end.
It was
it's a
just like,
strange ending.
okay, you're going to go do the thing. And then she does the thing. And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, it
everyone
said
else
it,
goes
it
to
has
party.
it has the tropes of like the fucking introduction movie where the whole gang has to get together to conquer
Sure.
a foe, and then in the next movie they're gonna be all fun and games because they
Sure.
all know each other, but you're not gonna get the next movie.
Nope.
Because this movie sucks.
Yeah.
And
Sucks real
just
bad.
I think it can all be summed up. There's the scene where they lift the what is it? The hood or the sewer grate or what the hell is it? Or
Manhole.
it's a manhole, right?
Yeah.
If you watch, I saw it online and it's in the trailer and it's in the movie because I saw it too. If you're watching it, because they're all around it like this, right?
Yeah.
The crew guy is helping them lift it and you can see him.
Oh my God.
You can see
And just
him
like pushing the lid upwards.
like pulling the
Yeah.
lid
Yeah.
before they all kind of
Oh
like
my
look all
God.
down.
Yeah.
And I think that sums up how sloppy this movie is.
Yeah.
That you can see the crew guy.
Yeah.
I just think the whole movie was sloppy. Like it looked like hot garbage. Like there were so many scenes where you could see that they were using that
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
I want that wall to die a
Oh, yeah.
fiery goddamn death.
Oh, yes.
Like the
You know
only
what? That
the
was funny.
the only fucking Star Wars is the only one that I can actually point out that's used that wall properly, because the way they do it, it's not noticeable as bad and horrific as it was in this movie.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy shit, they literally there's no depth to the background. There's nothing. And you can tell.
Yeah. This was actually a moment during the movie, and there's two things I want to talk about. But to this point of the volume, I'm not usually pretty good at picking up on its volume or not. I still haven't figured out the trick to know. But let me tell you, when I was watching this, my gut was like, what if they use the volume for this? I feel like Tony's going to be angry at this. And I had no idea. And here you are, and he's angry. I'm like, yes, my gut is honing in on when they're using the volume.
There was one scene in particular I was telling Dave about it. It was when the kid was on top of the storage containers and stuff, and she was on it, and it was literally like she is on. You could tell she was on a blue box, because the whole background around her, did not look real at all. And then when she drops the grenade by accident and blows herself up, basically the containers coming down, like containers have no depth. There's no 3D effect. Like it's literally just them moving on a fucking screen, James.
I
want to burn the volume to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
It's not there yet.
Nope.
Fucking wait until Jim Cameron fucking perfects it in Avatar 7000 and
Iron Ash.
Sure. Yeah.
Seriously.
The other thing, so, you start off this movie with some text to try to get you up to speed with the world, then narration.
I hated that narration.
Narration
Which
was dog
continued
shit.
through the movie when I didn't understand why it was there, and it was honestly the same bullshit over and
It
over.
stopped at one point.
It did, but then it came back, and then it went away, and then it came back. Also, she's in the beginning when she finally makes it to Pandora, and she hops on that bus. She breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Why? This isn't a fourth wall break movie. It's never done again. It never happens again through the rest of the movie. But literally, it happened. She looks directly down the barrel of the camera to me in the theater. And I was just like, the fuck was that? And it's so quick and so unnecessary. And it's supposed to be like, get a load of this guy. I'm like, what movie is this? What the fuck are you doing? Why is this shot in here? Get rid of it.
Oscar winner, two-time Oscar winner, Kate Blanchett.
My God.
I know some people have said that it's basically like they're cosplaying as these characters.
Yeah, that's a good exact. I give that.
I think she has it. It's there. It's just she's not doing well with it.
Oh, Jesus.
And your boy Florian, he seems to be the only. Look, I guess because you can't see his face.
You can't see his face.
You didn't. Yeah.
That he's the only one who seems like he's enjoying himself, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's having a blast.
This is by far right now ranked number one at the bottom of the worst of the year for me.
I see you prep me for like abysmal dog shit, and I just got dog shit.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there. I was like, this is
fucking
boring.
hated it.
But like the ADR was fine, so it was better than fucking Madam Web.
Yeah, but
and it wasn't boring the whole time.
Sure. Here's the thing. Madam Web, though, was so baffling that I at least wanted to see how bad it continued to get. Like, the ADR was so bad. I'm like, how is this fucking happening? Like, the whole time I'm just like, how the fuck does this movie exist? This one, I was so fucking bored that I was like, I don't even fucking care why this movie exists. It shouldn't exist. This fucking sucks. But there's not even anything to be like, huh, that's baffling, except for the fourth wall break and the crew guy lifting up the lid.
I was telling Tony the way they could have improved this movie substantially.
Not make it.
Yes.
Okay. The second option.
Also, who the fuck was that psycho guy that he killed? He just fucking like this big bad boss guy.
Oh, they mentioned him. They mentioned him a couple of times. Who the fuck was this
guy?
Yeah, they mentioned him a couple times, and then just gets killed.
Dies like a chump.
Okay, second option should have made it like 10 years ago at least.
At the height of fucking Borderlands.
Like after Borderlands 2 came out, that's when the movie should have come out.
Should have been greenlit, yeah.
And if you didn't make it then, it was too late.
Yeah.
Because this movie really wants to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really wants to be Guardians of the Galaxy, but it doesn't have the heart or the charm.
Nope.
We were talking earlier about the cell shading and kind of like the cartooniness of the game.
Yeah.
I think if they had put like a coat of that over some of the bad parts, maybe make it look like the credits do.
Maybe.
I think it would have been at least a little more visually appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to sand.
It's a lot of sand.
I don't like sand.
It's yep.
The creator of the game, I saw this on Twitter. The creator of the game tweeted, and he's just like paraphrasing, obviously. So I've heard what you guys think about the movie and everything, and all I'm hearing is you really appreciate what we do with the games. So we have something in store for Borderlands 4, basically.
Oh, that's good.
Right? So he's poking a little bit of fun. Listen, James, I know you fucking hated it.
Hated it.
But I just want to boast my viewing experience of this movie. Because I saw it at like 11:30 on a Saturday morning.
Was no one there?
There was three of us there.
Yeah,
but we were on
sense.
all corners. So there was one of me on one side of the theater, a guy on the other side of the theater, and one guy in the middle at the top.
Sure.
And I had a little fun Saturday morning, and I got 5 minutes in, and I was like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be fucking trash." And I just ate it. I just ate it all up. Highlights for me, obviously, was Jack Black. I know you fucking hated him, but like anything out of this man's mouth was hilarious. I liked his sass and everything, and I fucking I yelled out in the theater when that Motorhead scene came.
Oh,
the only Borderlands like fucking scene in the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Once that, I was like, fuck yeah, Motorhead. And that was the best part of the movie. That literally just lift that scene out, put it on YouTube, just watch that, and that's it.
It's cut to shit.
Obviously, it's cut to shit, but at least like we got fucking it was Borderlands borderlanding.
Yeah, that was probably the closest to Borderlands you're gonna get.
Good song choice.
Yeah.
But again,
Ace of Spades is a good song.
Of course. But this is labeled as an Eli Roth movie. And Eli Roth wrote this. There is nothing about this movie that resembles Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just take him off director and just give it to Tim Miller, because it's more of a fucking Tim Miller movie than it is an Eli Roth movie. And I don't think Eli Roth really give a fuck about this one.
I think there's legal channels type thing. That's why it's still credited to him.
Here's a fun question. When did you figure out who Cate Blanchett's character really was?
Oh, I knew the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it was that surface level.
More like, did you really care at that point?
Oh, no, I didn't. I was just like, but the way that it, like, Jamie Lee Curtis
Don't they do like a flashback kind of thing? And
Eventually
pulls it all together.
They do,
Yeah, they
yes.
do. Yeah.
But around that same time, Jamie Lee Curtis does, that's why she wanted you off the planet. Yeah, Jamie Lee, we got there 20 minutes ago. We're all on the same page. You don't need to say this like it's a huge fucking reveal for your character. It shouldn't be. It should have been fucking obvious from Jump Street. Homegirl, what the fuck is this? Like this, the line was like, I was like, yeah. Are we in the same movie? I'm not sure.
Jamie Lee Curtis was definitely.
She
not
just
in the
wandered
right
onto
movie.
the set that day and was
Literally.
like, oh,
I get to be in this.
Yeah.
Do I have any lines, or should I just go on the fly?
Jesus. It was just like, it's so surface level and so obvious right from the get-go that like the mystery that they try to plant throughout is like, it's not a fucking mystery. It's clear from the start who the fuck she is.
Yeah. It's I really like the popcorn bucket. I think it's cool as shit.
Sure. Yeah.
The claptrap popcorn bucket.
You better not have bought it.
I wanted
Do
to.
not give this movie any more money.
I wanted to.
I only
If
paid
it-
$5.
Like
Yeah,
it should really tell you something that like all these popcorn buckets get snapped up quick.
Yeah.
And I saw it opened on Thursday. I saw it on Monday, and there were just
Piles of them.
piles of it.
Dave,
I'm surprised they didn't get one for free. That they didn't just
Yeah.
give me
Just,
one
do
on
you
the way
want it?
out.
you bought a large popcorn. Do you want it?
But
yeah,
it is-
so
it
you
is
saw
cool.
you saw it on Saturday morning, which generally you saw it on a Monday. Interesting. I
was sick on the weekends. so-
Yes, I know, and that's fine. No, I meant in terms of crowd levels and
Oh yeah, there was
popcorn
a
buckets.
single person. There.
Singular person. I saw it Friday night, opening night. I expected people. I was in, and I mean, granted, I had more people than both of you had combined. But topping out at 10, where I was one of the 10,
Fuck.
That's rough.
That's
was
rough.
in the fucking in Cinema 6 in Mountain. They're
Oh,
one
that's
of their
huge.
humongous fucking screens.
When I got in the theater on Saturday morning, I was like, "Why the fuck is it this
Yeah.
big?"
yeah,
Oh, I was in cinema.
sitting-
I was in cinema 1.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was sitting in 6, like, the fuck? Like, nobody's here. And, like, I checked the seat refresher, and, like, when I came in the lobby, too, like, it was busy, and, like, people were buying tickets, and, going in, I was like, oh, man, I don't know. And I was trying to pull up the seat map, and it wouldn't load. The app just would not fucking open on Friday night for some reason. I was like, this is weird, but all right, I guess I'm just going to roll with it. And I was like, do I get concessions? But the concession lines were long, and I'm like, okay, the only thing that's out is fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. That's been out now for over a
The
week.
Blake Lively movie.
And then the Blake Lively movie. And I was like, okay, so there's a couple things, but not huge draws. So maybe
The Blake
they're all
Lively
here.
movie.
Yeah.
It
Because
made $50 million. It's the Blake Lively
nobody
movie.
was in this fucking movie. No, I had the entire, like, I could have kicked my feet up, spread out. There was a couple sitting at the very polar opposite end of my aisle. And then there was like a few people towards the back. And that was it. It was dead on a Friday night. And that was wild.
That's shocking.
That was all I needed to
That's
know about
shocking.
what I was in for. I was like, really? No one's showing up to this movie? What the fuck am I gonna? Oh,
That's shocking.
yeah.
For a Friday night, that's shocking.
Yeah.
I was going to record an audio commentary.
Fuck, man.
If that guy wasn't there, I was
Oh.
definitely going to record an audio commentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Would have been worth it.
Would have been worth it.
Anyway, it's a hard no from me, dog.
I didn't think it was the bottom's pond scum of the
Well,
universe.
you're welcome
but
for
it's-
setting that expectation so you
it
actually
is-
kind of got a little smidge of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, I would say a
ball hair.
ball hair of enjoyment.
Yeah.
I love that as becoming a
A
thing.
ball hair of enjoyment. Oh, and Bobby Lee? Why?
Oh, yeah, why?
Bobby-
What is
Bobby
he
Lee,
doing there?
What are you talking about?
He's
Bobby Lee.
he's Kevin Hart's roommate.
Oh yeah.
Why?
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 Why? Like, what does he do?
Why?
I can't
Why?
talk about this movie anymore.
It's a film. I could probably rhyme off a lot worse movies that have come out this year. Not the Madame Web of it all, obviously.
Oh, I mean, it's a tight race for the bottom between the two of them. Let me be clear.
Jim,
What about Pool Man? Where would you put it on a scale of Pool Man?
you know what? I'd do Pool Man again. There's worse things that you can watch.
but this
not much.
This certainly should not even be a choice.
Yeah. Don't go see this. I can't even be like, watch this while you're folding. Don't.
Just showcase
don't.
action still a thing?
No.
Okay.
Showcases though.
Okay. So
Actually, yeah, go. Yeah.
So late night showcase,
Sure,
everybody.
yeah.
For those of you in Canada, because
Yeah.
US doesn't get showcase, fuck them. Because showcase is awesome.
Sure.
If showcase is showing this at like 11 o'clock and you're like getting ready to go out to the bar and you're just like, oh, what's this trash? This movie ain't it.
I was going to say, Emily, you have a shocking idea of what our demographic is. I don't know that anybody of our demo is getting out to go to the bar at 11 p.m. and throwing on showcase action beforehand.
To watch Borderlands.
This ain't it. Honestly, yeah, you know what? If you can get the edited for TV, cut to shit with commercials version, you might have fun. Probably waiting to see how long they cut to an ad and maybe you get a new Tide commercial. But fuck, I don't know what else is there. It's junk.
With a capital J.
Capital J junk.
Yeah.
If you want to see what not to do,
Yeah.
how not to adapt a film,
Yeah.
adapt a video game.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so hard. Literally, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before. The first Mortal Kombat,
Oh God.
it takes you 5 minutes, 10 minutes of introducing all the characters, and then it's like a 95-minute movie.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie is them beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
That's what Mortal Kombat, playing Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's the same, that's the game.
Yeah.
You transfer the game to a movie.
Yeah.
You did it well, because that's, if I come to Mortal Kombat, I want to watch people beat the shit out of each other. And that's what I get. If I want to go to Super Mario, I want to watch Super Mario fight Bowser and jump through fucking
Platforms
pipes
and shit. Yeah.
and, you know,
And get bitch slapped by Donkey Kong.
and maybe have a Mario Kart and a Donkey Kong commercial in the middle. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
If I come to Borderlands, this is not what I want to see.
Yeah. This ain't it.
This ain't it.
Just saying it.
How do you I just don't. It's not a video. Like, don't make them any more complicated than they need to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Somehow made it more
video
complicated.
game literally sets the rules for you. Just live in that goddamn world.
Yeah. Somehow more complicated, but also hilariously basic. Like, I don't even understand how you fuck it up this bad.
Like, literally, there's a vault. You start the movie. There are a number of people on Pandora. They're all searching for the vault. This is their story type thing.
Dun dun. Yeah.
And then literally just go from there. And you could even play it out the same way, where like she's hunting for the vault and she meets up with Roland and he has Tiny Tina, and Tiny Tina, like, you can even introduce these elements type thing. But literally, we're searching for the vault.
Yeah.
And we got to shoot people who get in our way.
Yeah. I don't know. And then make it violent and more fun.
Writes itself.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cast Kevin Hart, get him to say a joke.
Get him to crack a joke.
You cast Jack Black as Claptrap, because apparently Jack Black just makes fucking video game movies now.
Yeah. It's just who he is.
And
He doesn't have to do anything. He just lends his voice.
You know, and God forbid he's got to sell out his best friend for 40 years so he can make that fucking Borderlands money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get him to do some wacky shit.
Nope.
That's it.
No. You got him to give lame ass jokes that don't work.
They're still children's jokes.
Sure.
Children will laugh at it.
You watch Mortal Kombat to watch people beat the shit out of each other. It came out in 1995. It should be the blueprint. That's all you need.
Is Children the demo for Borderlands, Tony?
Well, they try to make it family friendly.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
family friendly movie.
Shouldn't.
It's because they want it to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
And it's not.
It fails on
And
every
Borderlands
account.
is not Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's not.
Nope.
Listen, guys. I'd rather watch Street Fighter. Like, like people rag on Street Fighter. I saw Street Fighter recently. You know what? I'm in. Jean-Claude Van Damme just doing his kick and saying, I'm gonna kick that bison into whatever the fuck he says.
Yeah.
He's gonna kick that bison's ass so hard that the next bison's gonna feel it.
See, that's cinema.
Nice.
That is cinema.
Well, Raul Julia is dying, and he's putting in.
He's given 110% to be bison.
175%, and the man is literally dying on screen.
Yeah.
See, that movie is it. Borderlands ain't it.
I don't know if Street Fighter is it either, Tom, but it's
give me Street Fighter.
It's more it than Borderlands is.
Yeah. So I think that's it. It's a hard no from the three of us. There's nothing redeeming here to say.
We saw it, so you didn't have to.
Yeah, please don't bother.
Well, there is one redeeming quality.
Yeah.
It ends.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it ends. Those credits roll, and let me tell you, all 10 of my people on my screen just stood up and went, well, time to hit the old dust. Nobody sat in their seats. They were just like, we're fucking out of here. Let's go.
The guy behind me was waiting for the end credits scene.
Oh,
I was
God.
like, really?
After
all of that, you're still waiting. You still want to see it.
Nope. I checked out. I was like, fuck that. I'm out.
Yeah, I left. I was like,
I don't care.
That's it.
I was out before I think they even got to the alphabetical listing of cast. Like I was already in my car.
It was a time. It was a time well spent.
It was not well spent. It was a time.
It was a time that I spent alone.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. That's right on the money.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm glad I saw it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one wanted to be around all my eye rolls and sighs that I was doing and the amount of time that I was sitting there on the seat, kind of like my head in my hands going, what the fuck is this?
I was cackling the whole time at its stupidity because I was just like, wow, this
Tony's
is
the only one that had a good time.
Well, like, because I like to have a good time. I like to make them. Yeah, that too. That too. There's no sugarcoating that.
He was high. That's why he was having a great time. I'm just glad I saw it at 11:30 in the morning. If I saw it late, I probably wouldn't have gotten through it.
God, yeah, I don't know. I saw it at 10:30 at night and I made it through, no problem.
Rough.
But I'm not any better for it.
Rough.
Yeah. Anyway,
before we end off, Flight Risk.
Yeah.
I love that it says from the director of Braveheart, Apocalypto, and Hacksaw Ridge, and then does not name who that is.
Yep. Never says who it is. I was like, well,
never
that's
says
weird.
who it is. And usually at the end, it usually comes up with like
directed by or something.
Written and directed by, right?
Nope.
Does not say who it is. And you're just like, choice. You're like, why would you bring up the movies then?
Yeah.
When you say when you say Braveheart, it's very clear who it is.
Yeah.
That's funny that you guys say that because when you guys said, oh, that's directed by Mel Gibson, I had no idea because the whole time I was just like, oh, maybe it's Randall Wallace. I was like, oh, Randall Wallace did it. Good for him. Because he wrote all those movies.
He did, yeah.
You're right. Oh, boy.
I knew you'd enjoy that one, James. I did that one for you.
Thank you. It was good trailer time. That looked fucking silly. So silly. Mark Wahlberg with a receding hairline is a choice. And then also the trailer for Heretic. Fucking yes.
Was that the first time you saw it?
Yeah.
It's on my TIFF list, baby.
Yeah. I was just sitting there like, yes, this looks fucking insane.
On my TIFF list, baby.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm in for 1992. The Tyrese movie. Yeah.
And Ray Liotta.
Have fun.
I'm all in.
Have fun.
All in.
Good luck.
Earn that paycheck, Tyrese.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's Ray Liotta's last movie, right?
I don't know, man. I keep thinking that it's Ray Liotta.
When he showed up, I was just like, how many more fucking movies does this man have in the can?
I love Ray Liotta. I love him. But yes, it seems like there have been a number of last films from Ray Liotta.
He's the Tupac of acting. They just keep continually we found another unreleased track by Tupac. Here it is, a new hit. He's fucking. We found another film reel. Ray Liotta was it. We filled in the rest of the blanks because we only had like 7 scenes with him. So whatever. But it's good. It's Ray Liotta's last film. We promise. This time, it's the last. You know what? We found this celluloid.
To be perfectly honest with you, Dave, I think they just recycled old scenes from Killing Them Softly. Because I shit you not, put them next to each other. They're like the exact same shot. Man.
I haven't seen Killing Him Softly in a
I only bring that up because I seen it recently. Like I shit you not, I thought that's what it was.
You know that thing in The Simpsons where he's when he grabs the gummy Venus de Milo off the babysitter's butt and he goes on the talk show to clear his name, and it's so cut you can see the clock jumping back as they strip together. Like that's what it's gonna be. You're gonna see something in the background where he's like taking a sip and is like, and I did. You're questioning whether he's a robot or if it's just really badly edited together.
You guys think it's like Carrie Fisher in Rise of Skywalker? Because that's basically what.
Oh God,
was.
yeah,
man.
yeah. That's a train wreck we don't have enough time to get into.
Oh man.
Anyway, so yeah, enjoy Ray Liotta's hopefully last film.
James, I'm not going to see them.
May he rest in peace.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
You guys are monsters.
Shut the fuck up. Dave is
We lost a good
giving
one.
his praise to Ray Liotta
We
right
lost
now.
a good one.
We did.
I think it just about wraps this up.
I was
then.
literally about to say, is this where we hit our dusty
Yeah.
trail?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is where we hit the dusty trail.
So thanks for listening, everyone. I know this was a little bit of a long one, but we covered
You
up
always
a
apologize. You don't need to
bunch
apologize.
of movies from Fantasia. Fine, Dave. I won't apologize. Fuck all of you. Listen to our
I
2
didn't
hours.
say that. If you're
It's aggressive.
if you stayed with us, we appreciate you. If you jumped off, we appreciate you. We just
If you
appreciate
skipped ahead to Borderlands, we
just
appreciate you.
we just appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we got TIFF stuff coming up.
Boy, howdy.
We got some more fun stuff always in the can,
Yes.
ready to come. And I
Well.
really hope you stay on this journey with us.
Dave's always ready to come, but that's a different story.
What? Boy, I'm tired. Let's
Dave's his headphones off.
Dave's the headphones are gone.
I'm out. That's the end. That's the end of my. That's the end of my shift on this.
Yep.
We appreciate
Dave is
all of you.
clocking out for the night.
We got lots of TIFF stuff ahead. We will be back with more of that next week to talk more about, I think, what we're going to be doing for TIFF. Maybe give you a little bit of a teaser. And once we get into TIFF, oh boy, we got so much content to deliver to you. We're going to try to keep you guys as up to date as possible as we see so many of the hottest, newest, upcomingest movies of all time. Till then, I'm still Jimmy, and I'm here with
Big T, Tony B.
and
TIFF fan, ultra TIFF fanboy Dave Baldwin.
Ultra TIFF fanboy Dave Baldwin. Are you gonna wear your TIFF hat the entirety of TIFF?
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
I'm
good.
buying a TIFF hat. This is my.
I might
this
get,
is
I
my
might get
year.
another one.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll wear it together. It'll be fun. It'll be cute. So look out for us, I guess, if you're on the streets of Toronto between TIFF states.
Mm-hmm.
Till then,